This is Greater Kapoeta region, one of South Sudan's semi-arid area. The pride of heritage that has moved from one generation to another, still growing with every rise of the sun. This region, surrounded by the harsh scrubs vegetation, the environment is completely semi-arid, and shortage of water is always the daily cry. Eight years ago, this was the town that was a remnant of war for South Sudan's independence. The pride of owning thousands of cattle is a cultural heritage that has kept this community existing for years. As the country grows day by day, education is also replacing the informal kind of education, a practice of African society. The education situation here in Kapoeta starts with the morning bell. Although class could be under trees, these children have to study under the mercy of the daily weathers. These children have to leave their beds in the early morning to trek kilometers to school across the region. Getting a meal during the course of the day is also something challenging.
Sometimes jenis sejalan ke sekolah Santo Grace Christian Academic. Kalau mau tak sejalan anak karena sudah balik ke monja ke school. Kali school quest nadero tala Thailand.
Parents' support to these children is too limited. Many parents depend on subsistence farming to raise food and school fees for these children. In seasons of severe droughts or heavy floods, the impact rains and returns to the families and those striving to attain education.
Bel asizatu agi gagara ana yasalu gali malu gali fi akil ma fi madrasa ana gali malu ra gara zede gali ana gara zede akil ma fi.
This is because of the hunger. The 3 years, Al-Hassad, her fasting was, for production was low all this year. And this make also children not to come to school because of the hunger, which is all over the state. Because of the failure of last year harvest.
Although some schools like these try to bring children close to their books, but the gap on how many can afford remains wide.
بكابوتا ستيت هنا في 95 مدرسة 95 مدرسة وفي زي 19390 دارس طفل وفي عدد بتاع مدرسين 925 زي ما أنا قلت عدد مدارس 95 زائد ده ابتدائي بريماري سكول الثانوي عندنا 7 مدارس ثانوية وعندنا 2 teachers training center county center education county center وعندنا 3 vocational training center وعندنا 33 adult education center in all the state. العدد بتاع المدرسين حسب الجنس 813 ميل و113 فيميل يعني نسوان واليال كمان دلانس أولاد 12719 the girls 7211 to make total of 19,000 of a student.
With the limited number of teachers, classes are held under imaginable situations.
And for the case of food, most people come from home in the morning and they go back at around 4. There is no food in school. If these organizations can help us provide something for the pupils, then we shall really appreciate to keep them as in school. Because when there is no food, the children are unable to learn. They come to school in the morning and when it reaches 12 or 11, they disappear. They don't come back to school. So I want you as a government to help us so that we can help the nation.
Sometimes balancing their daily domestic duties becomes less more important than serving the country.
So in your exercise book, I want you to draw for me one of the house you can see in the compound, in the home where you stay.
So sometimes we fail to meet some of the needs and some of us have responsibilities to take. So we find it really very hard to handle some situations as in our homes or even in school. And most especially, we need the government to help us. If there is something they can do to help us in schools, then we shall appreciate. For the case of the girls, we South Sudanese lack women who are educated, and we need to have ladies who are as in responsible. We have to respect them and we have to respect girls also. And we have to promote them so that they can love school. Most girls drop out of school because they lack support from the parents and support from the nation.
The teacher's support is also of sacrifice.
We have glasses and other things also. So in your exercise book, I want you to draw for me one of the house you can see in the compound, in the home where you stay.
The teaching staff has a routine dedicated to assist thousands of children roaming to find a better way of education.
As I talk right now, a few number of teachers that we have in the schools now. Not only maybe it's a general kind of problem that we are all facing as teachers of Kapoeta State in general. So that's mostly, and the reason as to why there's a low turnout for teachers is just the low payment that is, and all the bad conditions that teachers are facing in schools. And even if you look at what some reason as to why, it's just a turnout of a few students also is also one challenge. Just because of the some few problems that the teachers are facing, and the children too also are facing. The issue about food, the money fluctuation, which has made things run very high, and those are the things that we are facing mostly as by teaching. Because if the teachers and the pupils are having issues, then there's failure mostly, and those are the issues that we.
So if the government can assist them, and we the South Sudanese need qualified teachers. Most of the teachers in Sudan are teachers from outside the nation. And yet we need our personal teachers who speak our own language so that the children can understand what their teachers are giving them. So it's the work of the nation and the work of the district as a whole to provide the teachers with qualified education.
Just like many parts of the country, many teachers have left this teaching profession for better paying jobs and opportunities.
Mostly it's just we urge maybe the people who are concerned about, or maybe supporting the schools and everything about it. We just urge them, if there's a way they can help us, maybe to keep us in school together with the students, and we appreciate very much about some maybe international maybe parties that are helping us materially, like the UNICEF, who are a bit try their best to make sure that they keep us together, the students in schools, in terms of maybe providing a few meals, maybe per day, per week, maybe per day. Almost we appreciate that, and maybe in partnership with the World Food Program, they are really helping us very much.
No, it is my request from the National Ministry of General Education and Instruction to assess by training our for capacity building of the teachers, of the staff in the ministry, and that is our request. We are actually need building capacities of our teachers and staff of the state.
And we teachers also need textbooks in schools to help us teach the pupils. Because when you just come to class without planning, what will you give a student or what will you give a pupil? There's always that education that you get from the books, and there's always that qualification that you have to give to the students. Because when you give the pupils a shallow knowledge, they're unable to answer some questions during the national examinations. So I urge you, the government, to help us. If there's something you can do, because our trust all comes from you, it's you to help us so that we can help the nation. We South Sudanese, we want leaders, because the peoples that we are teaching and the children are the future leaders of tomorrow. We need teachers who will replace us in the future to come.
The struggle in education in Kapoeta is the major battle against traditional odds to have as many children as possible go to school.
During economic crisis and insecurity in the country, and all the foreign teachers left the country. The foreign teachers from neighboring countries, they left the state and went back to their respective areas. And again, loss of payment of salary for teachers that also participate in reducing number of teachers in the our state. ومشكلة تاني environment. عندنا يعني the culture الثقافة ذاته الناس بتاعنا هم لسه ما عرفوا معنى بتاع تعليم شنو. عشان كده انت بتلقوا enrollment بتاع عيال في المدارس بسيط، وده وإحنا شغالين فوقه وإحنا قاعدين نحاول at least to sensitize our people about the importance of education.
It is not just a single battle in one region of South Sudan, but also battles fought in all levels of government and all corners of this country.
We are just at the top of the hour that we may just not really make it to the end with the teaching profession, but we will just find maybe ways out to find also the best and the better pastures that will help us. Even because most teachers are married, and to keep your family nice and to keep your family in a good state, you need to be well, you need to do very well even in your pocket. So that's mostly a discouraging matter, because we are the least maybe employee maybe in the government, because we are just ignorant about that. So we urge the government maybe and every supporting parties to education to pull up maybe their subs and help and see a way out maybe to help us and maybe keeping us in school, because the students are the future. Maybe these people we are mentoring, they are the future leaders of South Sudan, and they are the tomorrow of South Sudan. If this student at this time is not maybe invested nicely, then we have no brighter South Sudan, and we live in regrets and in the street. Instead of changing, we will be all down. So that's one thing that we have people to take note about.
In a class like this, there is only one hope. The hope to get teaching tools for the children. Impacting knowledge for the children is the priority.